we're here with Brad Mears, who puts together the Tee Up for Life golf tournament here in Colorado Springs. How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing excellent. How about you?
I'm always doing well, and one of the things that we like to do here on the Braden and Bass Show is we like to do positive things within the community, and you're doing probably one of the most positive things for the Colorado Springs community I've heard in a long time. You're doing the Tee Up for Life golf tournament, and it helps the local chapter of the American Cancer Society right here in Colorado Springs. Tell us a little bit about the golf tournament that you're putting on and how our listeners can get involved in that.
Well, you got it exactly right. It helps the American Cancer Society, the local office here in Colorado Springs. It is an annual golf tournament that I started back in 2009. And we have players from all over the community that come out and play, and their green fees and their contributions and the sponsors' donations, all those proceeds go directly to the American Cancer Society and help the people locally here in town and in the state that are having trouble coping with this sort of disease.
You guys had told me an interesting story off air, and I want our listeners to know a little bit about this. You guys were talking about how it helps in ways that we might not know about, whether that is getting somebody to their treatment where they don't have a family member available or they don't have a ride available. I just want to know some of these stories about what this does and how it really does help these individuals.
You touched on one of my very favorite ones is, so often we hear about organizations like the American Cancer Society, and we don't know all the different ways they help people. We all have this vague idea that they help with medical research and help the fight against cancer, but they're also down in the trenches helping the people that are trying to cope with the logistics of dealing with this disease. And when I went through cancer, I was blessed. I had a strong family, strong friend network. My employer was flexible. I had good insurance, and I saw the people that were struggling to get through the day-to-day existence of how do they get to their treatment, how do they deal with the side effects. And some of these programs that the American Cancer Society puts on are so important to helping them with that. Like you say, just how do I get to my treatment when I may not have a car, I may not be able to drive. That's a huge example.
Yeah, I love that analogy that it's down in the trenches. We talk about that here in sports where you're getting down with the nitty gritty and you're battling down in the trenches, and you use that example with cancer and how it affects on a personal level. It affects the finances, it affects the families. I know my family's been touched with cancer, and I came across your guys' information. I said I really want to do something and get the word out for this. It's affected, obviously. You said that you fought cancer, and fortunately you had a family around you that was supportive, and you had a supportive employer. I can't say enough thank you about doing this, and we're going to make sure that people are involved in this program, and the website is teeupforlifecoloradosprings.org. How besides just playing in the golf tournament, how can other people be involved in this?
One of the great things about this event is the number of people that want to contribute, even though they may not have golfed a day in their life. They all ask, how can I help? And people come out and volunteer to help man the lunch stations and help direct people to where they're going. So that level of volunteering is always very useful and very positive. There's some corporate sponsors that have participated and are doing a lot of the financial underwriting for this event. And I would like to take a moment to recognize them because they are so important to the overall success of the tournament.
Absolutely.
Braxton Technologies and Lockheed Martin are two companies locally that are part of this event. Now, Braxton has been part of it since the second year. They've been with us for 5 years now. And Lockheed Martin is joining us for the first time this year. And a lot of times we hear about events like this and you hear the term used, corporate neighbor. And that's a good term, but it leaves something out. And what it leaves out is that, it's corporate neighbors, but they're also our neighbors. The 50 to 60 employees of Braxton that work here in the Colorado Springs region, and the 1,600 employees of Lockheed Martin, they are our neighbors. They go to church with us. Their kids go to school with our kids. They live, work, and play here in the Colorado Springs region. And so Yeah, it's good that the corporate neighbors are helping, but the neighbors, the people, again, in the trenches at Lockheed and Braxton that are stepping up to become part of this, it makes me feel fantastic. I love it.
One of the aspects that we do with the Braden and Bass show is we like to have a local feel, and this is very, very specific and very, very local as far as, we hear a lot of times about, give your, donation, give your time to whatever society, and this is the American Cancer Society, for example, and I'm not telling people don't go national with this, but this helps the local American Cancer Society. This helps within Colorado Springs, Colorado, and that's something that I'm proud of. That's something that it affects this community, and it's such a great community, and we're fighting against this horrible disease. Just tell me a little bit about the local American Cancer Society as far as their connection.
Well, they've been great to work with. When I first started this out, I just finished a round of golf with two friends, and we're sitting there eating pizza, and I was on the upswing in my recovery. And I knew that I wanted to do something to give back, and asked my friends, will you help me do a golf tournament? And they said, yeah, sure, we'll help you. How do we do it? I said, I don't know. Let me call the local ACS office and I'll find out. And I called down there and I said, do you have a local golf tournament to raise money for you? And if not, can I do one? And they said, absolutely. And they have what's called community representatives that come out and work with events like this. One of their big focuses is Relay for Life. You've probably heard of that. Tee Up for Life is who works under the umbrella of Relay for Life.
Okay, actually, our producer down in Florida, his name's 2G. He was telling us about Relay for Life and how he's involved in that every year. And I said, yeah, this has a loose affiliation with that.
Mm-hmm. Sure does. Not that loose. I mean, if you go down to the ACS office over on Union and you talk to the community reps there, they'll point you to the lady that's in charge of the local Relay for Life, and they'll say, yeah, this is how we handle Tee Up for Life, and all the money we raise goes into that same pot, basically.
That's awesome, because now, Colorado Springs is a big running community, and I know a lot of people are involved in Relay for Life, and so now that they can do something else, and they can now go out and play golf and donate in the same manner virtually.
Absolutely. My running days are behind me, but I'm still golfing, and it's something I can do and love, and I know a lot of your listeners are golfers. And it's something they can go out and have fun and be with a lot of like-minded people that want to help build our community and do a lot of good.
The tournament is Tee Up for Life tournament once again, and it's July 18th. You guys need to go out there and sign up. Be sure to go to Tee Up for Life, coloradosprings.org. It's at the U.S. Air Force Academy's Silver Course, and this is a course that you don't get to play every day.
You sure don't. I mean, that is it really excites us this year. One of our players that's been with us for several years now, a man named Ray, is a retired Marine colonel, and he plays out at the Air Force Academy quite a bit. And he asked last year if it'd be okay if he helped me get the tournament out at the academy. I said, absolutely, Ray. I appreciate your help. And so he arranged that, and we're out there this year, and it's going to be a blast.
Brad, I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing, and we really are behind this 100%. And tell our listeners one more time what they need to do and where they need to go in order to participate in this event.
Absolutely. So, brief summary: July 18th, Friday, 8 a.m. at the Eisenhower Golf Course at the U.S. Air Force Academy. It is a 4-person scramble. It's open to golfers of all skill levels, and to register, they can register as individuals or as a team. And they go to www.teeupforlifecoloradosprings.org, and they can do everything online.
All right, and you guys need to go out there, and you need to do it before July 18th. Obviously, you guys need to register now because that registration date's coming to an end. That's teeupforlifecoloradosprings.org. Support the local chapter of the American Cancer Society. Get out there, play golf. It's a great way. You're having fun, and you're doing a good thing while you're doing it. You don't have to feel guilty about playing golf on a weekday.
No, you say, hey, I took off from work to go to help fight cancer.
That's right. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you, Brad, and have a good day, and God bless.